the one we're going to start with is called balance drill. And typically the thing you're going to find with newer swimmers or swimmers who aren't familiar in the water is they don't really have that sense of feel or that sense of balance in the water, that familiarity with body position. And body position is key in swimming. Obviously, it's better to be on top of the water than at the bottom. So balance drill, very, very simple. You will be face down in a loose, streamlined position. So you want your arms about shoulder width apart. All right, and all you're doing is floating. You want your hips and your shoulders to be as high up in the water as possible. Now what we're going to do is we're going to lightly kick down the pool just so we keep moving. And when you need to breathe, I want you to go ahead and lift that head up. And this is where the drill actually starts, is because when we lift our head up, hips are going to sink, right? So what we're looking for is that reactive motion, that reactive movement and action of, oh, my hips are dropping, got to get them up. So like this happens in the middle of a race when you're tired all the time, even without you knowing it. So we're just going to do a 25 of that. Go ahead, take your time. It's a slow drill. Don't feel like you got to rush through it. Keep those arms still. When you breathe, keep them straight out in front of you, because again, if you're using those arms to support yourself, or chances are you're going to keep your hips up as well. And we actually kind of want them to sink a little bit during this drill. All right, so let's go for one length. Ready, go. Yeah. All right, so if we look at Virginia over there in lane 3, she's doing a very good job of keeping hips, shoulders, and her head in line. That's what we really want. We want to keeping a good straight body line in swimming is very, very important. And that all comes from the center there, keeping your head and neck in line with your spine, keeping those shoulders and hips linked together. See when she breathes, hips are dropping quite a bit. That's okay on this drill, because she's getting them popped right back up when she drops her head down, when she drops her head down again. If you feel you're having a hard time getting those hips right up, it's probably because your head is just a little too high. We don't want to look forward even a tiny, tiny bit, okay? We want to make sure that our eyes are down at the bottom of the pool. The only part of our head that we want out of the water is the back of it. We want to keep that neck relaxed and in line with our spine. All right, so we're going to do one more length of this. Again, drop that head all the way down. Really pop those hips up as quick as you can. All right, ready, go. Yeah, in lane 2, head's not quite all the way down. You can kind of see the difference there between like what Virginia's doing versus what she's doing, where Virginia's head is nice and relaxed, and Mary's head still up a little bit. All right, and while we can see she's still getting her hips up, which is fine, we want to break that habit of looking forward as quickly as you can. This drill kind of helps work that too, because again, with that head up like that, it's going to put a lot of pressure on your shoulders as you're swimming. So we want to nip that in the bud real fast. So we're still going to be working balance drill, but now we're going to add some arm strokes into it. So this drill is called balance in 3. And it's going to sound, well, it's going to look exactly how it sounds. You're going to start out in the balance drill. All right, and once you feel that you have attained that perfect posture, head, shoulders, hips all in a nice straight line, floating really nice and high, that's when I want you to rotate and then start 3 strokes. 1, 2, 3, and then back into balance drill and reset. So the goal here, it's a little different. While in normal balance drill, we wanted that reactive motion, we wanted those hips to drop a little bit. When we're doing balance in 3, we want to maintain that ideal body position for as long as possible. So when we want to make sure that when we rotate, when we start the strokes and as we're swimming, we want to be very conscious of what our hips are doing. Because during this drill, we don't want to have to reset every time. It's going to happen a tiny bit, especially this first time and as we're getting more comfortable with the drill and everything. But yeah, let's try and stay as high up in the water as possible as we go through that transition period. The big thing with the breathing on this drill is if you have the tendency to lift the head a little when you breathe, what we don't want to do is, as soon as you take your first stroke, we don't want to take a breath on that first arm, because like I said, if you kind of have the tendency to lift the head, that's going to set you up poorly, because the hips you'll be starting with your hips low through the stroke portion of the drill. And whenever you're ready. Oh, much better. With any of the balance drills, don't feel rushed to start, like especially with the strokes one. Like for a normal balance drill, don't feel rushed to take your breath for any, like there's balance in 3 and then there's also balance in 1. There's an in-between stage, but I think it's a little harder actually. So we're starting with this one. So for balance in 3, don't feel rushed to get to that next stroke. Get comfortable on top of the water, flow nice and high, and then we can transition into that stroke when you're ready. All right, let's go ahead and do another 25. Good. The trick with this drill is you really want to rotate into the drills. So you're gonna get this half rotation as you're reaching forward and starting the drill. Adds a little bit of extra difficulty to the drill. Again, what you want ideally is you never want to be swimming flat, of course. So we're just kind of, you want to tap into that rotation. And by practicing that in sort of this vulnerable state here, it's really going to work whether or not your hips are dropping or not. All right, we're going to do a length of side kicking. All right, so basically what you're doing is you're going to be on your side, one arm up, one arm at your side. We're just kicking across the pool. You want your head down in the water, sort of in your armpits. All right, and then when you need to breathe, just pop that head over, okay? So again, this is kind of working the same things as balance drill in a lot of ways. We're just on our side now, all right? So let's go ahead and let's get that length in. Ready? Go. Okay, so again, I mentioned earlier, like this is going to fall in line very similarly to what we're working on in the balance drill. And again, you want to find that really straight, flat line. You want to keep those hips up. And again, keep that head down. That's really going to help. If you kind of turn that head to the side or you're looking up again, you're not doing yourself any favors. Those hips are going to naturally sort of drift to the bottom.
You would tell a swimmer about keeping your chin to your shoulder, or
typically when I do that is I advise swimmers to keep their eyes on the bottom of the pool, but kind of keeping their face in their armpits. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you could also advise to keep that chin to the shoulder. It's kind of the same. It's all perspective. Good, very good. Well, the little difficulties that I was seeing there was due to head position. All right, so what you want to do is keep that neck nice and straight. Again, looking straight down at the bottom of the pool. Keep that head in the armpit. All right, let's try and keep it as steady as possible. Only moving it when we need to take that breath. All right, we're gonna take a quick step up, and this time what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a drill called 6 kick, 3 pull. All right. And again, exactly how it sounds. You're gonna start off in your side drill position, get your 6 kicks in, all right, and then we're gonna take our 3 strokes, roll to the other side onto your side kick position, all right, and then 6 kicks, 3 strokes, all right? Let's get that done, and then we will start our workout.
Drills and eventually what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, and that's
each drill builds upon each other.
Each drill builds upon each other, and that's the whole point. Is the basic drills are focusing on individual components of the swim, where the more advanced drills are essentially just swimming, but just tiny little adjustments here and there to sort of add resistance, add difficulty. Again, focusing on, like, for that drill, for all intents and purposes, you're just swimming freestyle, but we've got that long pause on the side, again, to just sort of, it's like a spot check to sort of check your balance, check, if you're rotating far enough, the whole works. And at the same time, it's also strengthening those legs too, because you're on your side in a vulnerable position. The only way you're gonna keep up and keep moving is drive those legs. So yeah, it is a good drill. I'm a fan. All right, I think that's it for today.